Welcome back to the Tidarium Hangar. Happy Friday, everybody. Hope everybody is doing well today. Today we're going to talk about how AI has taken over the Toytuber space. If you haven't noticed, there have been many videos the past few years, and then the past few months, it's almost an infestation. I expect that you will enjoy these videos, because if you do not enjoy these videos, then somewhere there is going to be a data center that is going to get its feelings hurt. You will have a human host. His name is Mike. He'll talk about this, and maybe he knows the true date that Skynet will become self-aware. Coming up. Alright, so if you know me, and you've been watching my videos, you know I don't back down from any topic, and this is a topic I haven't heard any other toy tuber talking about, but I've noticed over the past few years, a lot of people using these AI generating AI video creators, and I've been actually solicited to multiple times. I've watched some presentations on how make thousands of dollars a month just clicking a button and AI making videos for you. You don't even have to do anything. You don't even have to write a script. I've seen these and I kind of understand the principles behind it, but I can't truly know exactly what percentage of AI is being used in each one of these videos. But when they're popping them out so fast, it's like you see what other channels that spend 35 to 50 hours a week working on one video, and you get a similar type video popped out 3 of those a day. I think AI has something to do with it. I'm not going to call out any channels at all, but I will say this. I'm going to say that I really enjoy the videos. I like watching videos that talk about franchises I'm interested in. And, you know, with all of that, it's one thing to kind of point out some of this stuff, some of the inconsistencies that we see with all of this. And I'm going to get into the pluses and minuses. But I do kind of like to have something going on YouTube. And I don't like having to watch a 4-minute video and find another 4-minute video. I like these longer 20 to 30-minute videos. Some of them are only 16 minutes. So I'm not going to pick on any of these channels or even call them out by name, but I will say some positive stuff. So this is Todd at Hebrew, who does a great job, great channel, really big into Masters of the Universe, way more than I am into Masters of the Universe. And he's been using AI for a while. What he did is he animated this Ripstore figure and showed what it would look like if it moved. And he's been doing that. His intros are animations of the figure he's going to review or talk about or discuss. And it shows him like breaking out of the package or running and doing stuff. So here's Ripstore, who has I guess a wheel on his abdomen, and he rolls. The vintage figure, you pull the ripcord, it rolls. For him though, the AI generated video that Todd made looked like Ripstore was running, then he just jumped and fell on his stomach, which I think he was supposed to be rolling on his stomach, and then he got back up and started running some more. So with that, you can go check his video out. But these are fun elements of AI, using AI for small bits, not making the whole video, just by, hey, this is what I want to make, the topic, go. And so with that, I do have a bit of an understanding of how the software works. Also, there's Bill at Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures, and I've pointed him out before, but he does make kind of like little music videos, and it's all surrounding Masters of the Universe also. It's so strange. So many Masters of the Universe creators use this software to accent their content, not to be their content. Now for these ones that appear to be 100% generated from AI, these channels, the content is great. It's decent content. What it basically does, what these videos basically do, are regurgitate certain things that are out there. These ideas and principles and just information we have about all of the cartoons and toy lines that exist, and I am a sucker for wanting to click on them because of the fact that you're talking about stuff that I really enjoy. These franchises I enjoy are getting another video, as in like the last video truly talking about these was a video I made in some cases. In many cases, I'm the last one that made it more of a longer form video. Some people make a short or a 4-minute video or something. And I am happy to enjoy watching it. And some of them I've watched 2 or 3 times. I've enjoyed it. So there is a market for this, a big market for this, and it can be enjoyable. So there's a lot of pluses to it. The fact that you're actually able to watch another video from a 40-year-old property that doesn't have anything promoting it, and other than somebody saying, hey, you know what, I like this, let me click and make an AI video and put it out there and see how it works and how it goes, and hey, it looks pretty good. Now, they could be writing the script, but I doubt it, because there is, when we get to how it's made section, I'll talk about it. But I like these franchises. I like to learn more about them, and I want to enjoy more content like this. So I'm going to continue to watch them. I'm not boycotting them. I'm not knocking them and beating them down. But I will say that this is an evolutionary step, and we're going to see some negatives coming from this in the future. And I know a lot of people probably love watching these too. Some people probably don't even realize. They probably don't realize that they're watching an AI generated video. There are a few telltale signs, and I noticed this 3 years ago when I was watching a video, and I was like, first of all, wow, this person speaks absolutely flawlessly and perfectly without making a single mistake, not a single error with talking, with their voice, going from word to word to word, not slipping on a word, just 100%, and going for 16 straight minutes without a pause. It doesn't usually happen like that, you know, unless it's AI generated or they're using an AI element of it. So there might be they might have just plugged their script in and used an AI voice. That's a possibility too. So there's different levels, but I got to tell you, when you start digging a little deeper into a video, I'm going to start showing you certain elements that you know that this is an AI generated video. AI still struggles with saying something simple like the date. It was the year 1896. I'm like, well, okay. It was the year 1986. It was the year 2025. That's a telltale sign. So if you're watching a video and you hear whoever is talking, you know, and one of the most common ones is there's a guy from Jersey, and he's like, this is a knife. This knife is very good. This knife is the greatest knife that you're never going to need another knife like this ever again. They use that voice. It is one of the most common ones used in commercials, by the way. And yeah, most of the commercials you watch are more or less AI created this day and age. But when you look at this and you hear 2025, or they don't say it correctly, 2025 or 2025 is how it should be said, AI is still not smart enough to say the date right. Isn't that crazy? I'm going to refer back to this picture. I got a couple of pictures actually, but basically this AI software, what it does, and some people already have it on their editor. So their editor, if you upgrade your editor and you pay additional fee to whoever creates your editing software, you can access this. And what I initially thought it was that you were getting access to their video clips, you're getting access to their pictures, and they have a catalog, and it'll generate a video for you using their stuff. But somehow they're just generating videos from Google searches. Well, it's a lot more complicated than that, searching the entire internet and pulling clips. Here's how I know this. So whether or not you put a script in, or you have AI auto-generate a script, or I guess you might put an outline in. I've never made a full-length video. I did make a 1-minute video with one as a test, so I know a little bit about how it works. But it went out and got pictures from other places, and it's not my content, and it made me a video. And it's really kind of a waste of a minute of video. I was like, oh, well, I don't really want to mess with all this, and I don't want to pay for another service. But I start seeing stuff show up in these videos, like other creators that I know, and it's their videos. Clips from their videos are showing up in these videos, and it's quite interesting. Now, I start noticing this, and it's several different YouTubers that make these AI-generated content videos, and it's in there. And I don't believe they personally sought out each clip. I don't think they personally looked around and spent the time and watched 20 videos and said, okay, this is the clip that I want. I think it was purely randomly drawn in by the AI. And the reason I believe that is because of how I made my 1-minute AI video, so I have an understanding of how this works. And I know most of the creators in the pictures I'm showing, but what I'm saying here is that they didn't give their okay on using their content from the video. And then this is one that's from mine. So wouldn't this be strange? Now I'm going to get into a little bit of copyright here in a minute. But wouldn't it be funny if I get a copyright strike from showing a picture from a video that they used my clip and my footage without me giving my okay or saying it's cool? I mean, I don't have a problem with that. I was kind of flattered, and I really don't make a whole lot of money, and I've already gone through how little I make on YouTube. I do this mostly for fun, but with that, I mean, it would be ironic, right? That these videos, so showing a clip of my video, adding a little bit of their stuff over the top. Hey, this price $325 to $450 for this figure. And at the end of the day, we are a community. I don't mind helping other creators out, but this is a little strange, and I know I feel a little funny about this. I'm not going to go any further than making this video. I'm not striking them or claiming it or any of that kind of stuff, because I don't need their 12 cents. Claim a video and get their 12 cents. But this is actually generating a ton of views, and there's a lot of commercials on them, so there's a lot of money being made doing this. These people are making a lot of money, far more money, well, not yet, but pretty soon far more money than I make on YouTube by just putting these up. And it might be the same person just putting up 40 accounts, putting out 30 videos a day. I don't know. But I don't even know who this creator is, but I'm just showing pictures of stuff that I'm fairly certain is just scalped off the internet. The next problem is when they go and do this. When the AI software goes out and does this, they don't line up the pictures correctly with what they're talking about. So they're supposed to be talking about vac metal on a G1 figure, and they show the clip of Ramen Toys with their silver metal. And so it's not the original vintage Kenner Silverhawk figure, for one. For two, this is not vac metal. So you start seeing inconsistencies, issues, errors, mistakes, even though the voice sounds perfect throughout. Without one imperfect verbal cue, you have major issues with this. And so people are sitting there thinking, oh, I'm learning about this, but maybe 25% of the facts are wrong, or the pictures just don't line up with their facts. And yes, a human would have noticed this. Well, Mike, it's Friday, and you're supposed to talk about Masterpiece Transformers on Friday. I tune in for You're right. It is Friday. You're right. I do talk about Masterpiece Transformers, but this is something I really wanted to talk about because it's going to shift and change the future, and it already has, but it's going to change it in a lot of ways. But if you notice, there's lots of Transformers videos popping up because Transformers is one of the most popular franchises. But one of the errors that I saw just in the animation section is they talk about the death of Optimus Prime in the 1986 movie, and this ain't it. This ain't it, brah. This is far from the scene where Optimus Prime died in the movie. But yet this is what AI chose to put in as the clip for whatever reason of Optimus Prime's death in the 1986 movie. Now, he died a few times, so, go figure. Oh, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. How do they get around this copyright? Like, you would think they're stealing other people's stuff, which technically it's what's going on here, and they're not citing who they borrowed or used this from. They're just citing fair use. Now, I will say this on YouTube. YouTube does not care about the creator and fair use. They don't at all. They might say they do this, that, or another. From what I've experienced, if somebody that is an actual copyright owner files a legitimate claim, fair use is out the door. And you're either going to have to delete that segment that they're claiming on your video, pay them your revenue, or take the video down. And all of that, if the strike stands, you get a strike, which I've never gotten a strike, actually. All of mine have technically been claims. And that's why I put my copyrighted material in the beginning and the end of my video, because I did have Warner Brothers go after me, and there was no fair use protection there. It was either delete the video, or give them your 13 cents you made on the video or whatever. And so with that was a Windhammer Super 7 Ultimates, and it was probably $15 that I would have had to give Warner Brothers. And so I just spent 4 seconds clicking delete all copyrighted material they think they should claim. Now, for one of the other negative that I'm looking at here, other than the copyright infringement that's going on and not crediting people, like I try to credit people when I use their stuff, even if it's a picture, I try to credit them. That's my goal here with this. But we're seeing all these data centers being built for AI, Meta building all these across the country. And there's discussion about how much energy consumption is being used by these data farms. They're called data farms, data centers. There's other different names for them. It's kind of hard to get exactly what is going on with this and where they are, how many there are, how much energy they use. And I got to tell you, I think they're understating how much energy they use. I mean, now that we don't have the electric car mandate and stuff, so the grid's going to be able to hold up a little bit more. But still, this is skyrocketing the energy consumption from the grid. And it's becoming a major issue because it says 4% or something of consumption, but it's going to jump to 20% by 2030 easily. And it actually might jump much faster because of the fact that these data farms, they're building them all the time. It's insane how fast they're popping up, and they have like a constant hum, like a sound coming from them. Now, I don't have any around here, thank goodness. I don't have to deal with all that, but we probably will eventually. And lastly, another thing I've noticed, and they don't reply to comments very often. I noticed that, like, they start a channel in the early days, they reply to some comments. I know I'm behind on comments, but I thought it would be kind of fun because I'm behind on some comments. I need to catch up. I read all of them, but it takes time to go in there and actually make a reply. You do see how, if you look at these comments people have made on my channel, great comments. Everyone, thank you so much for your comments. They give you the option on YouTube here to click a reply, like an automated reply, an AI generated automated reply. That's what that is. I'm shocked that these channels don't have some way to do an AI generated automated reply without clicking the button, without a human having to click the button. That's coming. I'm sure that's coming. Okay, this is actually my last point. This is what I knew I still needed to talk about. And that is the future of AI taking over the movie industry. This is going to be absolutely insane. And we saw the Actors Guild fighting back against the studios for trying to use the AI and the likeness of actors, and the actors didn't want that, and they were pushing back against it. But you can't stop what's going to happen when it comes to that. And so all these old movies, I mean, gone are going to be actual movies with actual actors one day. And, you know, if you just really think about it, like, think about how much CGI is in a movie that's already almost a decade old, or at a decade old, or right around there. When did the End Game come out? And even with that movie, there was a lot of CGI. Just think about, what if you could save yourself $30 or $40 million, not have to pay all these actors to be in it? Or what if you could save, the studios themselves could save money on everything? The AI script writers, the production, the actors, and it's purely AI generated movies going forward. That'll be a day. There'll be a day, but I do believe there'll be a demand to always watch a human. But if it gets so good you can't tell, it's not that good now. It's not there yet. We are still in the early days. Skynet's nowhere near becoming self-aware and taking over, but it could still happen. Probably not in my lifetime, but it's moving fast, and it's going very, very fast. And with that, would you want to watch a movie that's purely AI generated, from the script to the actors to the production to the editing to all of this? And most people say no, but from what I've seen, even with the errors and the imperfections, I enjoy these AI YouTube videos. Nowhere am I slamming them and saying I don't like them, but I am saying this is where the future's going. And with that 80 million jobs lost, let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Like and subscribe, and happy Friday, Transformer Friday. Teddy Remaker out.